I'm about to get railed by two guys, which is something I do quite often, if I'm honest with myself. And while I'm waiting for them to get here, I was just thinking, I'm on pace to hit 365 bodies in 365 days. And last year, I was excited when I hit 300 in a year. But then this leaves me to think, what am I going to do next year? 500? 600? I'm an ambitious woman. I need to make sure that I'm always striving for greatness. I need to be chasing bigger and better numbers and always surpassing my limits. I'm about to get railed by two guys, which is something I do quite often, if I'm honest with myself. And while I'm waiting for them to get here, I was just thinking, I'm on pace to hit 365 bodies in 365 days. And last year, I was excited when I hit 300 in a year. But then this leaves me to think, what am I going to do next year? 500? 600? I'm an ambitious woman. I need to make sure that I'm always striving for greatness. I need to be chasing bigger and better numbers and always surpassing my limits. I'm about to get
Wow, just wow. Whorish behavior such as this will only become more and more common in this society, wicked society that we live in. And this is what America promotes. This is the lifestyle of the Western society. Shabbat Shalom to the elect, the nation of Israel. All the praises, glory, and honor, as always, is forever due unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Wa Baha Racha Kodash. Double honor to the elder apostles of the great millstone, who rule and teach well in the scriptures, leading the flock by example. Peace, blessing, and salutations goes out to the Bayat Shah Dawadah, the house of David the elect. Adwan Ratazah, which means Lord willing. So Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. And you know, they, the modern day woman, man, the mindset of these modern day women is completely destroyed. Okay, and to many people, this is looked upon as an achievement, as something good. You know, like something to be favored in the eyes of many. All right, and this is just downright shameful. Honestly, that's the truth. How is this cool? All right, a lot of women believe this type of behavior is okay. They genuinely believe it's all right. Such horrible behavior, man. That reminds me of the scripture in the book of Acts. Let's see if I can find it this way. Just bear with me. Oh no. If I type in these words, hopefully I'll find it. Just bear with me. Acts chapter 2 and verse 40, and it reads, "And with many other words did he testify and exhort, saying, Save yourselves from this untoward generation." And this generation, honestly, it's a wicked and adulterous generation, man. 365 bodies in 365 days. So every day this woman is committing adultery, which is against the scriptures, of course. Right? She's defiling herself and destroying herself, ruining her reputation. No morals whatsoever, and no self-respect, nor dignity. Okay. Women in the ancient world, right, carried themselves in a decent manner, right, and had a sense of self-worth. But this day and age, it's a whole different kettle of fish. All right, and each generation just gets worse and worse. All right, you've got cultures in the eastern part of the world. A lot of them still, hold up that ancient way, man. For example, you have, Muslim women, who wear the hijab and dress respectfully and cover up. Right? You think you can tell these westernized women to do that? No. Okay, and the Lord will judge women like this. Okay, and this will not be happening in the kingdom of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Shai. No way. And even on the down low, a lot of these females live like this discreetly as well. Some will openly proclaim it like she is, right? And some will, you know, live like this discreetly. Okay. The book of Sirach, chapter 26, verse 9. The whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids. Right? Just by looking at this woman, man, you can easily tell. You can easily tell, what she's about. All right. The heavy makeup, them long eyelashes, the cumbrellas, right? The nose rings, the green hair. That's another thing. A lot of these people, they're dyeing their hair all sorts of weird, fancy colors, bright pink and purple, blue, green, looking like the Smurf. You see? So you can tell what you're dealing with. You see? Let's get the book of Sirach, chapter 19, verse 29. And it reads, A man may be known by his look, and one that hath understanding by his countenance, when thou meetest him. Okay? And in this case, a woman. All right? A woman may be known by her look, and one that hath understanding by her countenance, when you meetest her. All right? The way you look, how you dress, you know, scantily clothing, very little clothing, right? Exposing the cleavage, right? Short skirts, you know the deal, all right? You could tell, she's been passed around, man, right? And she's hella proud of her behavior too. You know what the scripture says about pride, okay? She's bragging about it like she's won a few medals in the Olympics or something. This is not something to brag about, right? And in certain countries, you could not carry on like this. They would not tolerate this lifestyle whatsoever. All right. Simple as that. They would not tolerate this lifestyle, man. All right. Let's get the book of Amos, chapter 7, verse 17. And it reads, Therefore, thus saith the Lord, Thy wife shall be an harlot in the city, and thy sons and thy daughters shall fall by the sword, and thy land shall be divided by line, and thou shalt die in a polluted land, and Israel shall surely go into captivity forth of his land. Okay. The point is, thy wife should be a harlot in the city. All right. So this style of living is promoted in America, man, in the West, all right? As it reads in Ecclesiastes, folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in a low place. All right, so folly is lifted up, man, in Babylon the Great. All right, so much so that it's viewed in a positive light. Okay, and our women, so-called Negro women, so-called Hispanic women, so-called Native American and Seminole Indian women, West Indian women, and Haitian women, so-called, right, with the children of Israel. Okay, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right, so-called, right, but the women of the tribes, man, all right, it's prophesied that there will be a harlot in the city, all right, 98%, 99% of the time, you get a woman in this life, she has already been with other men before you, all right, and social media plays a huge role in this too, especially with these women and their selfies, right, it's all about them, okay, posting all their pictures with very little clothing online, all right, for all sorts of men to see, all right, having OnlyFans accounts and things like that as well, man, all right, and she's delighted to be a harlot, delighted, And whether she realized this or not, this takes a toll on her mental health, right? Because a lot of these women like this, book themselves in for therapeutic help, all right? They got problems, okay? Scripture clearly outlines, all right, that women and men are not equal, man. All right? All right, the woman was made for the man, all right? So women and men are not equal, and women, right, were not created to be with multiple men. The Lord did not design them that way, right? The Lord designed men to be with multiple women. Women were designed to be with just one man. Okay, that's the thing, right? Having different sperms from different men inside a woman is not healthy. That's why a lot of these females, right, with extremely high body counts are so crazy. Plus, that's how sexual diseases spread. And on top of that, man, from a psychological perspective, women that's been with so many men can't really bond with another man. Okay, it's all them different spirits on her. Get the book of Jeremiah chapter 3 and verse 1, and it reads, "They say, if a man put away his wife and she go from him and become another man's, shall he return unto her again?" The short answer is no. Right? If a man is dealing with a woman and for whatsoever reason, you guys split up and she decides to be with another man, right? Which things like that do happen all the time, right? And let's say she wants to come back to you. Well, there ain't no coming back, man. Right? And it goes to show you how backwards and wicked this society really is, right? Because it uplifts this type of behavior. Right? Everything is catered for the woman, man. Right? Feminism has certainly destroyed the mindset of these women too. All right. Shall not that land be greatly polluted? But you have played the harlot with many lovers, yet return again to me, saith the Lord. All right. Let's go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 31, and verse 10. Proverbs chapter 31, verse 10. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. Right? Out of all of those women, man, King Solomon could not find one, not one, that was righteous. So how much more so now? Okay. Let's get the definition of the word virtuous. Okay. It's so hard now, man. To really find, a virtuous woman, especially a virgin woman, especially in America. Oh, right. Oxford Dictionary definition of virtuous. Right. Having or showing high moral standards. That's a no-no. Big no-no. Yeah, that's that's a big no-no for her. All right. From the late Latin virtus, late Latin virtuosus, Old French virtu, into Middle English virtuous. All right. Having or showing high moral standards. Yeah, she's got none whatsoever. Okay. Go back to Proverbs chapter 31 and verse 10. Okay. And it reads, "Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies." Right, and rubies are precious. Okay. Why do you think that in the ancient world, virgin women were highly desired? And a proper man wants a virgin woman that's not been touched by another man. Okay. Like, who wouldn't? You know what I mean? Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verse 28. "Behold, this have I found, saith the preacher, counting one by one, to find out the account, which yet my soul seeketh, but I find not. One man among 1,000 have I found, but a woman among all those have I not found." Okay. We get verse 28 in the NLT. Okay. Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 28 in the New Living Translation, which reads, "Though I have searched repeatedly, I have not found what I was looking for. Only one out of 1,000 men is virtuous, but not one woman." And that put it plainly, man. Okay? Nowadays, a lot of people don't really care too tough. A lot of men don't even really care. All right, what woman, they're dealing with, man. Okay? In a lot of Muslim countries, man, this sort of behavior, it ain't happening. Okay? They ain't putting up with this. And that tradition of, you know, um, marrying off their daughter young and things like that really comes from the Bible. Okay? Huge repercussions would occur if you had a woman being a harlot in the so-called, Middle Eastern countries. Okay? Jeremiah 3:1 again, they say, if a man put away his wife, and she go from him, and become another man's, shall he return unto her again? Shall not that land be greatly polluted? You see? And this woman is greatly polluted, man. Right? All those different DNA, semen in her system, right, going up all into her brain, and things like that. And scientists have come out and said this, that it that it affects women, right, in a bad way. All right? Why do you think a lot of these women get bipolar disorder and split personality disorders and things like that? These harlot women having mental issues, right, because of these different spirits that's in her, right? Okay, right. You see, if that woman were to only be with one man alone, right, she becomes like that man. She's an extension of that man, right? But if you're with 300 plus men, she becomes an extension of all those men. So she's got a whole lot of demons on her, man. Okay, and this should serve as a warning to the rest of you females out there, right, to be mindful of how you carry yourselves out there, man. Okay, because just because you see this type of lifestyle, especially on social media, doesn't mean it's all right. Okay. And it reads, "But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers, yet returned again to me, saith the Lord." All right. And this is an example of what we did to the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai, committing spiritual fornication by worshipping different false gods, man. That's why, he's done this to us with our women, right? That's why he's done this to us with our women, right? And the glory of the man is his woman, man. And our women, right, are in a bad state, right, for the most part, right, beginning with the so-called black woman, right? Obviously, I'm not talking about the few sincere sisters, trying to do the right thing, okay? But most of these Israelite women, right, beginning with the Judite woman on down, right, far gone, right, the tribes, okay? These are the heathen women. They know that, their man is their head. You see, and you got the so-called black woman. Oh, I don't need a man and things like that. I can do bad all by myself. Okay, let's see how far that gets you, especially when they take away them government benefits, man. All right, from you. You see. See, if the woman, in that video, was, of course, what was I going to say again? That's it, yeah. You see, of course, she didn't have the father figure. So that woman had a proper father figure, right? to set her straightly, she won't be in this predicament, man. Okay, and it's in the curses that she, that she's like that. Okay, she didn't have a father to set her straightly. Okay, they need that father figure to set things right in the household, man. All right. This woman and women in general don't consider how their actions affect other people. All right, this brings shame upon the family, man. All right, look up honor killings. All right, and on top of that, she doesn't even care. Do you honestly believe she cares? She does not care. The face tells it all, man. She ain't care. Could not care one bit. And this is why America has to be destroyed. All right. And what is the penalty for whoredom? If we go to Genesis chapter 38 and verse 24, we'll get it back up. Genesis chapter 38 and verse 24 reads, "And it came to pass about 3 months after that it was told Judah, saying, Tamar, thy daughter-in-law, hath played the harlot, and also, behold, she is with child by whoredom. And Judah said, Bring her forth, and let her be burnt." You see? So that was the punishment of a whore, man. Okay, in America is that great whore in the scriptures, and she will be burnt by fire. Okay, punishment of a whore was to be burnt by fire. Right, in America is that great whore that will be burnt by fire. Right, all of those high body counts. Right, and a woman that lived that type of behavior in the past, man, they kept that quiet, but now they declare it openly, right? Like it's something to be proud of, like it's a great thing. I mean, how are you not embarrassed? Just wow, honestly. Okay, and women like this, they will teach younger women to do the same thing, to lead in the same direction. So it's like a never-ending cycle, man. It's like a never-ending cycle. Each generation getting worse and worse. All right. Using them eyes, to entice you. That's a trick. You see? Let's get the book of Sirach, chapter 26, and verse 10. And it reads, If thy daughter be shameless, and she certainly is shameless, all right, keep her in straightly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. And that's what she's done, man. Abuse herself, right, giving too much liberty, man, to do what she pleases, right? And the father should have kept her in the house, kept her in straightly, keep her on the right track, all right? But this society has given the woman liberty to gad abroad, all right, roam around the streets, all right? And she's been doing this most likely from a young age, okay? That's why, in the ancient Hebrew, culture, right, daughters were married off young, right, to be with one man, right? To put an end to stuff like this, behavior like this, all right? Verse 11, watch over an impudent eye and marvel not if she trespass against you, because they always do, man, right? Verse 12, she will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he have found a fountain and drink of every water near her, right? That's what she's been doing, man. These man's waters are the semen, all those different semen, man, right? And she's been keeping a record of being a slut, right? That's what she's basically been doing. Keeping a record of it, all right? By every hedge will she sit down and open her quiver against every arrow. You know what that means, all right? Open her legs for any man she sees that she wants, okay? And this is the time we are living in, man. Right? This is the spirit of America, the virgin daughter of Babylon. Right? Jump down to verse 22. And harlot shall be counted as spittle, but a married woman is a tower against death to her husband, man. All right? In this case, man, with her being a harlot, man, she ain't got no value, right? She's worth spit, man, basically. All right. Verse 23. Actually, let's jump to verse 25. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog. We know what a female dog is, a bitch, right? But she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord, and she has no fear of the Lord whatsoever. Okay. No fear of the Lord whatsoever, man. Now it's in the curses, that a man shall leave, his children. All right. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall be. Okay. And it's a possibility that maybe she never had her father around. Okay. And that's why, she ended up like the way she is. Okay. Because the father would have brought discipline. All right. So, this is it. It's the end of the lesson right there. With that, I'm going to say Shabbat Shalom to the elect.